quickly see where we're at. I mean, obviously, right? Pretty obvious. Pretty aggressive sell-off here so far today. We have, right, kind of as we were expecting, we cleared this short-term high. Right, we've really left these highs intact. We've been using that old high really as resistance. Quickly to see just what took place in the afternoon after we left yesterday morning. Alright, so we hung out here in the morning. Right, really just played around that new week opening gap, kind of as we expected. Midnight level still holding that resistance. Same with that original 1 minute fair value gap. Right, so we were using this in the morning, and really the rest of the day it ends up holding us. Interesting to note how, right, notice if I go to like an hourly chart. So we've been monitoring this hourly fair value gap here throughout the week. Kind of our flip point, right? As long as we're above it, look for higher prices. But notice here, right, so this candle wicks lower, no close, no close, no close. First candle closure below the 1 hour fair value gap. And then what happens after that, right? Then it becomes that resistance to deliver us slower. So just that algorithmic, right, theory that we like to see in action, using these fair value gaps to give us an indication of where we want to continue to head. So far now, right, because we really have already sold off so heavily, we have just cleared this sell side. And now we're sitting inside of this, right, really this whole fair value gap here on an hourly sense. So say that this does become, right, we were speaking of this becoming a potential sell model here. Consolidation, right, reaccumulation. Now, if this becomes that smart money reversal here, to where we've cleared this buy side, and I reversed broken structure, then I would kind of look for a redistribution to take place within, right, kind of this original consolidation here. Right, with that case, that means today I may expect kind of a, right, retracement. Like ideally I would like a retracement, if we are going to go lower, to give us a retracement first back into an inefficiency before continuing that run. Right, so as of now, really I would like for us to kind of hold at this 1 hour fair value gap. Right, so best case scenario for me, something that I would want to see is for us to temporarily hold here at this 1 hour fair value gap. Right, give us a slight bounce. Bounce from here, return up into this inefficiency, and then, right, if we want to continue lower, do it from here. We have 10 o'clock news taking place right now, though, so we'll see what happens. Right, in the meantime, I do have this 1 minute fair value gap marked out. So let's see if the shorter time frames here want to take priority this morning. So 5 minute fair value gap here. I'm actually going to just refine it to the 1 minute actually. All right, I have this one highlighted as well, because on this 1 minute structure, right, technically we've broken this old low with displacement, right, leaving behind a fair value gap. And this is a signature that I would really expect us to hold and continue lower if we want, right, lower prices. But I was just really kind of hoping for, right, 10 o'clock news to give us some type of Judas swing first, where if this is really all that it has in it to give this small retracement into this fair value gap, then we may actually just break from here and actually start targeting now, right, lower sell side targets. So if we get underneath the fair value gap, right, we have sell side now resting here. So let's go ahead and throw some, what is this? Delete that. So like the 15. Something else that should be, right, kind of interesting is this daily volume imbalance still, right? Still important. So if I go to the daily chart, right, these volume imbalances, especially on a daily chart, will play out pretty extensively. So if I actually go ahead and move, what's the low of this here? Gotta get this a little clean. Okay, so sell side here, sell side here. Cool. Right, so not only are we breaking underneath an old low, but right, this is the daily volume imbalance. And now this one here is actually, right, the low of it. And then we had sell side. We'll go a little easier to see. All right, so I'll be interested to see just what plays out here. So in the same way, right, as long as we're wicking here, we're not really expecting a dive lower. If we get one candle to close underneath the hourly fair value gap now, then we would look for, right, sell side to be hit pretty easily. So notice, right, wicking, wicking, wicking. This candle has just closed below while creating at the same time, right, that volume imbalance. So I'd be interested to see if this 1 minute wants to hold us now and continue to deliver us lower from here. Right, in a higher time frame sense, of course, we still have the higher time frame daily volume imbalance. And really, as long as we're under that, lower prices, I'll still continue to look for lower prices. Right, so we like this. Creating another one now. After respecting this and closing below, right? So as we said, we would expect sell side to be the target now. Nope. Right, Manny. To confirm my idea in a longer time frame sense, yes. Right, so if I want longer term macro analysis, well then I'm going to wait for a 1 hour closure of this candle to determine whether or not, right, we're going to continue lower in a higher time frame sense. However, as I'm looking at price here now on the 1 minute structure, I'm using 1 minute candle closures paired with 1 hour fair value gap. Right, so I don't need an hourly candle to close below this to understand sell side here is my target. All I need is that 1 minute candle here. As soon as this candle closes below the 1 hour fair value gap, now in my mind, at 1 hour becomes the inversion. And I would like to see that sell side just be hit. Falling in 1 minute. Just want to see if we got anything near that sell side here. So really we can do, right, on a 1 minute sense, sell side here. I'm going to go kind of label the order block level as well. Jeez. All right, so I'm kind of seeing this order block as that last discount before sell side that I often speak of. So we'd want to see that, right? You notice how we respect, holy shit, hold up. Someone is unmuted. Beautiful, so there's our sell side. Very random delivery into it. Random level. But right, notice how we use the order block. So we're bouncing off of the lowest discount first, simply to return into the most recently formed premium. Right, the 1 hour fair value gap becomes the inversion. I mean, look at that delivery there, right? Like I said, we close below here, we create the volume imbalance. Candle body then respects the 1 hour inversion, and we get delivery into our sell side. Like a book that never gets old, fellas. And I mean, as we say, right, just seeing the precision here day in, day out, always nice. And now look, I was just playing on that. If we're going to continue lower, like the consequent encroachment of this 15-minute wick here, right? Because it's aligned with Thursday, it's a midnight level, so an old opening level. But right, notice how we're still disrespecting that sell side. It's like at this point, right, if we're going to continue lower, let's see, 5, basically in the immediate rebounds there. Yeah, still that same idea where at this point, I don't even really want, we'll say, consequent encroachment of the daily volume imbalance to be revisited. Right, so for me, I want price to remain below really this level here, the 44.32.5. Right, because we have hit sell side like this, we can give us a retracement now, right, if we want to now revisit some old premiums. But notice how on a 1 minute, really no inefficiencies here in this delivery. So right, we hold it to fair value gap like we were expecting here. We don't get that Judas swing higher. Instead, simply returning into the BPR, daily volume imbalance, old low. But when we do that, notice how, right, lower, this candle wicks higher, wicks lower, right, same with these candles. So it's all wicked delivery. No fair value gaps, no inefficiencies really. Right, on the 2 minute, we do have a little baby one in here. Very small. But to be honest, right, nothing on the 5, nothing on the 15. Preferably, I would like if we actually just remain heavy from here. Right, so not even come back up really any higher than the inversion 1 hour fair value gap. And I mean, look at that, look at the precision here with the old low. So this is what I say, or what I mean when I'm speaking about, right, after my targets are delivered, there's often a waiting period to where you have to kind of gauge what does price want to do now. Right? Does it want to reverse from here, retrace into the range, or does it want to continue to be aggressive and sell off lower? As of now, right, obviously it's looking rather like an aggressive sell-off wants to continue. I would have wanted to see a candle closing below this, right, because we often say wicks. We don't really worry about wicks. Bodies tell the story. Right, so this immediate wick lower to run out that sell side. And now look at this reaction. Right, so this will be interesting to see. As we were speaking of, I would want to just see what the 1 hour inversion does now to price. Go ahead and look around some markets this afternoon. 5 handle. Oh, good shit, Matt. I'm easy. What was the sell side target? Yeah, just a 15-minute low here. So a 15-minute swing low paired with a volume imbalance. That's why I like that. Right, if I was to drag this low out right to the left, notice how it aligns perfectly with a volume imbalance. That's why I like that level. And that's why we're getting right this respect and reaction here. Because not only is it a sell side pull, it's an old volume imbalance. Oh, so you got in on that. That's hell yeah. I got a baby scalp with this here. Low risk because I was expecting a higher run up. But I didn't want to miss it. How do you pick which daily volume imbalance to mark out? 628 to 29. Let's see what that is. This one? 628. You can have that one too. That's cool. My thing is, like, we're not near that one really right now. I mean, we're kind of near the high of it. But this is a rather large gap. Whereas I have this one because we've used it already once. And right, we were trading just near it. We were utilizing it. So the fact that we're near it, I'm just going to have it up. Right, if you want to focus on this one too, that's completely fine. Just know that the low is a little bit lower, right? So it's going to be a larger range. But you'll see how, if I drag this out, notice what we hit here. Perfection. Right, so we tap that daily volume imbalance to the tick, clearing that sell side. Huge expansion. And now we have opposing PD arrays. Bullish, fair value gap, bearish volume imbalance, bearish inversion. So really ideally, right, it looks like we want to continue higher. We're respecting candle bodies telling the story. Notice, right, this candle pushes directly up and through both these volume imbalances. So in the short term, that's making me think we're going to actually want to return into the daily volume imbalance. I'm going to pull up some So back inside the daily volume imbalance now. So right, we've bounced from the daily volume imbalance back up into a daily volume imbalance. Now we want to see if the bullish delivery continues. Because honestly, this is kind of looking like, right, we create those phantom trend lines quite a bit. So say that we do create one. Well, it should be here with, right, within these fair value gaps. Especially because this fair value gap, right, the high of the fair value gap, volume imbalance, the low of the fair value gap, volume imbalance. Right, this is a 15-minute volume imbalance, however. So we would actually expect, right, if that's going to be created like this, we would expect the 15-minute to actually go lower. Don't let them tell you no. I don't send one yesterday. On what level, Alex? That's a bit of the screen. All right, so I'm liking this. Right, like I said, we've returned into the daily volume imbalance. In my mind, right, although this is bullish structure here, this is where it kind of gets confusing if you're solely on lower time frames. Yes, we're putting in bullish structure, but this bullish structure is only being put in to return us into a higher time frame premium. Right, so in order to go up, there's going to have to be bullish delivery. That does not mean that the market has reversed and it's going to continue in that direction. Like I'm saying, I still prefer lower prices as long as we can hold a daily volume imbalance like we are. So I'm not putting as much emphasis on the bullish setups as I am the bearish, until I am really disproven and my idea for lower prices is wrong. 44.35. It's just this one here, brother. Tuesday, June 20th. So right back to that old sell side. Nice. Yep, okay, as expected. So we've closed under the bullish fair value gap, right? This should become an inversion in my mind. If we close underneath this old sell side pool, right, we should reach back into the volume imbalance. And I still like that consequent encroachment of the old 15-minute wick, which is just an old daily opening level. Okay. So I do have a position here actually, right like this. On my MT4, there's actually a volume imbalance here. So when we left this inversion, right, and that's kind of where it is a little tricky. No volume imbalance here, but my MT4 chart actually created a volume imbalance. And I use that volume imbalance on MT4 in relation with this to actually interrun. And that's why it can be a little tricky with like CFDs and whatnot, because they don't move right exactly the same. But I still like the original framework of being under that inversion. So really the framework's kind of the same, right? We closed underneath the old sell side as well as this inversion. We have equal lows here now. So I really would just like to see us reach into this. All right, my stop is basically above this fair value gap here, as well as the volume imbalance, like that. Move this, make it a little easier to see where we are. This will probably be my only thing for the day. As I mentioned, it is NFP tomorrow, which, right, my rules of engagement, I don't even like to trade prior to that. Since I'm sitting here with y'all, we'll go ahead and test the waters. So yeah, I'm not a fan, right? We're creating bullish volume imbalances now, 2 in a row. So I'd actually prefer for these to start closing in. Dollar still just steady going higher. Which, right, we should see ES selling off, but as we've kind of said, they haven't really been in tandem past few months. So what I'll do here is if this candle, if we get any candle to close back below now, these equal lows, my stop is going to get put to this swing point here. So rather aggressive trailing. Right, that's only if we can clear these equal lows and close under though. So right, this would be nice, yeah, if we can close below the 1 hour, leaving that 15-minute volume imbalance there. Nice. So we'll actually do, right, if we can get here to 5, partials we'll be taking at the 1 hour, right? So this is the 1 hour consequent encroachment, this top one. So if we can get there, right, we'll take partial. 15-minute The lower one is the 15-minute consequent encroachment of this wick, which is aligned with Thursday's opening. So that'll be the final there. But he said the 12-hour hacks. So I'm not too much of a fan, right? I like how we're creating all these equal lows. But I would have preferred this 15-minute to actually close under this sell side. Because now, right, we still can trade lower. Still looking for that. But on a 15-minute sense, we may have to return into the volume imbalance here. Which if we do, right, obviously I'm stopped. So this is kind of a case where I would want the lower time frame to hold. But right, that's kind of lower probability. So actually, if we get any candle that closes below this fair value gap or closes above this fair value gap, I'll just cut my position here with that small loss. Everybody, the sunshine. This consolidation, not surprised, as we often say. Expansion leads to consolidation. Expansion. Sell side objective has been hit. Higher time frame objective hit. Consolidation. And I really have no emotional connection to what happens at all, really. Would like that bearish volume imbalance can remain open. Dollar still going up like that. So right, NQ is broken structure here. So right, NQ looks rather bullish. Right, holding at this though. So we would need NQ to hold from this fair value gap to get us lower. And now still that same idea where if we, right, can come out and run these lows, stop loss getting moved to this high here. Which actually, I'm not a fan of price delivery right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put the stop right above that swing point. One tick above. So stop loss here now. And that's because we've left that volume imbalance open. Right, which means really I wouldn't even want to see a wick get back above like this fair value gap here. Right, in my mind, I prefer this volume imbalance we just created actually remain open. Right, I would like for this candle to deliver us into that sell side, because if not, we're probably just going to continue to consolidate around this old low. See what dollar's up to. So we've immediate rebalanced here. Notice, right? We've hit the low of this candle perfectly. So I prefer lower prices immediately. Like this candle, I would want to dig into this sell side right now. after immediately rebalancing. Because if not, right, if we come back up here, that's just kind of a signature that we're most likely just going to continue, right, to consolidate around here. Or the idea of going lower is wrong, and we're going to need to run out this high again before we do. Everybody loves the sunshine. Turn it off, man. Let him softly. Right, so this is not what we want to see. Just that continued consolidation. I did trim half of my position here. Just barely in profit. Because, right, like I said, I'm more of a scalper. Instant gratification. If I get into a position like this and it starts consolidating like this, right, even though it may deliver into my target, that's just those high resistance liquidity runs that I'm not really a fan of. So if I have that feeling of, right, well, I don't really want to be involved, I close half when I can in profit. That way now I literally have no care whatsoever, right? Stop's still in the same place, but now because I've already closed half of the position in barely any profit, right, if that stop does get hit, it's less than even half the original risk. So this is how I go about managing the money. And I'm actually going to close half. So I have most of the position closed right now. And my stop got moved to right above this high. And that's because, right, I didn't want to see this volume imbalance disrespected. We close above it, even though we are respecting still the fair value gap. Right, I'm not a fan of this closing above the volume imbalance. So because of that, I'll just close more. So at this point, I only have a fraction of the position on. And as I say, really could care less what happens, right? If we come out to clear that sell side, deliver into my target, still a successful trade, which would be nice. If this candle closes back underneath volume imbalance, stop loss goes here. Which actually stop loss is here now. Stop loss has moved. Depending on how this candle closes, stop loss has actually moved again. So my stop is actually this candle's high now. And because I already closed, right, this is an instance where I'm going to have to be a full pull now. I'll get back to where we were. All right, so before I would have taken partials here and here. But because I've closed most of the position, right, this is kind of where I have to initiate more of a full pull. So if we can get 5 handles, I'll just close fully at 5. No partials. We've just cleared that buy side. Or the sell side, excuse me. So I'm going to wait how this candle closes, and then I'll let y'all know what my plan of action is here. I want to really get my stop to break even as soon as I can. Yep, so with that, all right, bet. So stops now break even. So risk-free trade. And now I'll just look for those 5 handles, which will put me 40. said didn't have the balls to hold. Hey, that's all right, brother. The confidence to hold will come. Nice, like to see that. I'd like to see that as well. So that holds like we were expecting. So stop loss here now. All right, like we said, just slightly below break even at this point. Cover cost if we get tapped out. But right, don't like how we create an order block kind of, potentially. So I'd want this candle to really push lower and get back underneath the up close candle. I would not want to see what it's doing now. Find support within this down close candle, especially if it closes back inside of this range. That's kind of not what I would want to see. That's why I want us to leave this old low and continue lower. Because right, in a way, what is this low really? Well, we come down, we wick, we trade back up, right? Come back down, create equal lows, back up, back down, back up, finally leaving. So now I'm seeing this wick here as a BPR, which means if we're going to trade into my target, I would not want the BPR to be traded up and through, which is why the stop right is where it's at. And especially because not only is this sell side, but remember this is the daily volume imbalance. So if we're under it, I want to use it as resistance rather than see it price trade above it and start finding support there. But yeah, just a high resistance, right? And these are the trades where it still could play out, right? I could get my target hit for the full TP, and I'm content with that. But I'm just not a fan of having to sit through just a slow delivery like this. And that's why I avoid NFP week usually. Because even when I'm right, it's painful being right? We have to hold through the long-ass consolidations, right? The time distortions. Exactly, brisket. All right, the quick low-hanging fruit is what I live for. In and out. And that's why it's so important to understand overall market narrative, right? Days of the week, news events, where we are in just a macroeconomic sense. My blood pressure is high enough. Yep, see what I see? Keep it calm and relaxed. See, unfortunately, I already have low blood pressure starting out. So I'll just be chilling. That's why I just be chilling. Stop loss is getting just a little bit moved again. So it's just above this BPR here. Potential 5-minute volume imbalance. Let's see what happens there. too. Yeah, I sit out Thursdays, Chris, for sure. NFP weeks, I'm done Wednesday, as I mentioned yesterday. But we only had 2 streams this week, which I guess that's kind of what I say I'll do, but I wanted to get a third in. But I mean, this week in general, just lower probability, right? 2 shortened trading days, FOMC minutes yesterday, right? Lots of high impact news today, and then FOMC tomorrow, or NFP tomorrow. So playing with our stop loss, let's see if we get tagged out in profit here. And right, I'm not worried about getting stopped because, like I say, if we do want to hold and trade lower, this BPR here should hold us. So like you see now, right, we get close to that stop, but look at that perfect precision here, holding. So we'll see if we can't actually leave that volume imbalance open and continue to trade lower. If not, looks like our stop will get hit in profit here. Two minute. All right, looks like we're going to push up and through that, especially here. Notice that. Right, dollar's giving us a retracement. And Q looks like it wants to push up and through this. Right, so it gave us an initial run lower, but that's what allowed us to run out the equal lows. There we go. So now we're stopped out with barely any profit. So there's just some of the realities of trading. Having to sit through all this just to make really nothing. Right? We'll say that was more of a break even. Just covered kind of costs. But that happens more than y'all would expect. Right? Especially with kind of my trade management. Yeah, so we're on. So we just watch. And it should be important to let y'all know, right? Say it delivers to my target now. I still could really care less. So I follow a set of rules really that I like to see play out in price. So if those things aren't playing out, right, I have no problem getting out of trades. There's always more trades to be had. If you always beat yourself up for every missed trade, sheesh. Good luck making it long in this, fellas. First, we're just waking up wherever to place. Wait, what you mean, B? Feels weird just waking up wherever to place the trade and close. Need the 7 days. Like the week? What? Oh, I see what you mean. I was like, what? Yeah, at least it's nice to let you do that, though. I was just throwing 0.01 lots in when I had to do it. 7 days. What's that, though? What? Who are you with again? I forget. Oh, yeah, Apex. Cool. Well, there'll be another. Yup, CY, beautiful. No, that's the biggest thing. That's the perspective change. The understanding. Once you really become confident in your analysis, right? And it's not like a fake confidence. Because for a while, you do have to have that pseudo confidence to where I would tell myself I knew what I was looking for, even though I didn't. But at a certain point, you kind of reach a level to where, right, it's not a fake level of confidence. It's a true understanding that these things will honestly repeat every single day. And I know that every single day, right, regardless of if it's NFP, FOMC, even if it's a shortened trading day, there will always be one setup to be found, right? That doesn't mean you have to trade every setup, obviously, as I often explain. But having that understanding and confidence in my abilities to know that there will be a setup that I can spot means there is legitimately no reason to have FOMO. Because what am I fearing on missing out, right? If there's nothing to miss out on, how could you have a fear? You should go Top Step. Hey, Top Step. I heard people talking about him. I even heard Michael talking about Top Step. That's pretty rare. He doesn't talk about funds too often or prop firms. Okay. Maybe I'll try that, low-key. Because Top Step has trading view integration also? Question mark. Yeah, maybe I'll take a look at Top Step. Trade debate. See, I don't like trade debate. Fuck. That's alright, we'll try it though. I think maybe I just had issues with that trade debate once with Apex. That's good. Yeah, maybe I'll give that a shot. Top Step. What's the biggest account they got? They got like 200, 300Ks? 500K? Damn, they only go to 150? Fake. 3 max. Let me just pull that shit up right now. But I guess they're a futures prop firm, so they probably have different rules than like Forex prop firms, huh? Like we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. $90-10 profit split. Okay. A dedicated funding. That's comedy. Not a fan when these prop firms have like coaching. That always cracks me up. Well, yeah, I don't trust you. What the fuck? You think I trust you? No, Top Step does look nice though. Top Step. I'm pretty sure Top Step is just a futures prop firm. Like it doesn't have any Forex at all. A professional coach. What does that even mean? Like, what is he coaching? That's what I mean. Like, that's what I don't know. I guess. Okay. That's cool. Sounds like something I wouldn't want to listen to though, because I'm sure they're probably all retail if they're pit traders. I'm sure people find it helpful. Nice. So the first consequent encroachment of that wick. Let's see if we can't get that second one. Not the BMW. But yeah, ugly delivery. I got one good setup this morning. So the fair value gap into sell side. And then, as you saw here, it stopped in profit on the chop fest we partook in here. Just bought another 2. Damn. Maybe I just... You can only have 3 accounts, you said? Maybe I do that. Can you link them? Maybe I'll just pick up a few of those accounts. Now, here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to make 2 different email accounts. Get 6 of them bitches. Cheat the system. Start my trading combine. $375 a month. That's not bad. So get 3 of those, 1,000 a month. Sound like a chippin'. Yeah, maybe I'll do that this weekend and get it set up for next week. That discount is for life. For life or everything seems. Damn. That's good. That's for life. Oh man, I got 300K. I was up to $500,000 at one point. Later, or I guess it was late last year, but I fucked up and lost my 200K account. I tried hooking up a trade copier to both of them. I had a 300 and a 200, and I was trying to just kind of hook it up so I could trade one. But when I hooked it up to the 300, I forgot to change like the ratio. So I ended up taking a loss on the 300 that violated the actual drawdown of the 200. So I lost that bitch. Shame. And I really just haven't tried since then. But I think honestly that's because at this point I don't really have to rely on like prop firms, which is nice. Is the monthly same as the discount? Is it? Wait, that discount. What discount are you talking about though? Hold up. Let me go back to the site. So like when I go to earn funding, you're saying the discount is $375 a month. That's the discount? Oh shit, hold up, never mind. I had to click on a different link. They ain't 150? Oh, facts. I'll definitely pick some of those bitches up then. That's nothing. Say less, say less. Yeah, we doing that. Alright. Yeah, you're making it seem like Top Step's pretty decent. Yeah, we'll give that one a shot then, low-key. Because I have been looking to get back into the prop firm game just to leverage my money a little bit better. Because I often said, I don't think it's an end goal, but if you know how to trade, man, prop firms can be very lucrative. Allow you to 10x your money. After getting funded, you need to play 150 plus the monthly fee 120. Okay. You'll have to do some due diligence this weekend. Dive into their website. Probably look around Facebook, see if they got any interviews or something. Boom. There's our target. Without us. RIP. And honestly, this is why I avoid high resistance trading days. Because just with my kind of trading personality, I've realized a lot of times I get stopped even if I'm right. Like so here, draw on liquidity, right? Perfect. I mean, look at the delivery. However, were we able to partake in it? No. Right, so that really doesn't matter. And that's why I also say, right, you can be a great analysis, but if you can't execute properly, it really doesn't matter. Despite it is a grind. And that's why I choose to just be out. So as I said, even though we hit our target, that's cool. But I'm like, look at how ugly this delivery is. Right, this, even though we hit our target, I mean, I don't want to be involved in that. Controlled chaos though, right? You notice how the precision still plays. Just a lot more give and take, right? Because as you see, usually we wouldn't have traded back above this BPR, but we do. get back below it again, right? Even trade back into the high, get back below it again, right? Use it one more time. So just that high resistance, choppy delivery. Honestly, looks like they're looking to catch up to apex. Ooh, they're ahead of apex. Ooh, prop from drama. Damn, Top Step. That is one thing I did hear, is that Top Step seems to be created by actual traders, which is pretty nice. Apex is running a 90% discount forever. Steve, they've been running that shit since I can remember, bro. They just say last day, and then the day ends, and they're like, psych, 90% sale again. Yeah, that shit'll happen again. Like a discount fax. They're a discount prop firm. That's why they make so much money, and that's why they got so much traders. Cause, I mean, it is nice to pay. Well, it's like $100 for like a 100K account. Even less than that, probably $50. Yep. B. Yeah. Most people use their Apex accounts. Yeah, just as you're saying. A winning lottery ticket. Let's go full send. I paid 50. Yeah, that's crazy. Because that shit is super cheap. So I mean, if you do know what you're doing, right, and you can meet their payout rules, because you can't even get really paid out until you have 3 profitable months with them. Hey, no problem, Lucky. Take care. Yeah, we'll probably wrap this one up, everybody. Just kind of hanging out, bullshitting now. All right, Thursday prior to NFP, so didn't really expect too much, but as you see, right, still precision. So we hit, I mean, like, what did we hit first? Well, we hit the hourly, then we bounce, and then we hit the lower one, right? So that's what I mean when we say oftentimes we're going to reference these levels multiple times. And yeah, just nice to see that delivery. Right, so I was able to catch one nice little setup here using the old sell side. Right, so this sell side pool we had marked out this morning, remember, as we broke through it, just threw a small position on that level. Got out at sell side. It's a little over 7 handles. Used this the other day. Yeah, facts, CY. Top Step YouTubers. Oh, you can reset your account? That's pretty fire. How much does that cost? Wait, like their funded account? Like, so if you're refunded, you can reset that shit? Or are you just saying like their challenge accounts? See, I don't know nothing about prop firms. I gotta do better research. Wow. Trading combine credits. What the hell you got credits? Okay. Yeah, does that sound fun, decent? I thought about it. But I couldn't be an influencer. I don't like people enough. No, I'm fucking. That sounds fucked up. Right. So, yeah, I just can't be. I try, man, with YouTube and Twitter. I'm like, it's a grind. Even with my Twitter. Like, the only reason I post it, I had to force myself to post. And I always feel bad because people be like messaging me or responding to me, and I just never respond. And I'm like, I promise y'all, I don't. It's not much of a social media person. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Get funded, trade till you have enough, and close. Oh, facts. I mean, that's basically what I did with my Forex funds. That's why I don't really worry about prop firms anymore. So I have my MyForex fund account, and I'm like, I loved them. But like I said, I think it is nice. I'm at a point now to where I just want to leverage my money. Very true, CY. Social media is dangerous, especially for like newer traders. Like if I tried to be on social media when I was learning, oh my God, I don't know how I'd have done it. I'd have seen all the people making money. I'd have been butthurt all the time. Or I'd have seen all the different people with their strategies. I would have been a wreck. And that's why I kind of did like, I wouldn't say the right approach, but I feel like I'm a little different than most because I spent so much time right in the shadows learning. Like I never stepped out to social media until I was 100% confident in my ability. Where it seems like a lot of people are almost documenting their journey while learning on social media. Like that's cool, but in my opinion, that's kind of dangerous. I just think it comes from people wanting that validation though, low-key. Because trading is one of the hardest things ever. It's the hardest thing I ever had to do. And no one in my personal life understands it at all. So I could see how people would want that feeling of like, right, community or just attention. People to tell them what they're doing is cool, is right. Shadow, okay. Yep, out of the shadows. That's why I have my name though. Because I'm still in the shadow. Just a little more public. It's very difficult. Yeah, very true. I've gotten to the point where I just be like, yeah, I'm a money manager. So if I say I'm a day trader, they're like, what? Or I always get that, isn't that kind of risky? It's like gambling. And I'm like, yep, sure is. Yep, say that. I'm a professional gambler. People just don't know. A financial artist. There we go. Right? See why they don't understand. Even my own fam, even like my own mom and girlfriend at first, they've gotten better now because I've like sat down and explained it. And like to the people I'm really close with, I've actually had them like sit in with me in sessions and explain what I'm doing. So they can't do it, of course, but they kind of have a better understanding than the random person. That too. Or I go to Twitter. But even when I do show them, they're like, oh. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things that, like, imagine you didn't understand trading. Or, like, try to go back to when you were first learning. Like, we don't even know what candlesticks were. Like, I kind of forget that part. Like, I'll try to explain, and they're like, well, what does that stick mean? And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, we kind of forget how far we've came to where, right, at one point in time, even being able to read, like, what a candlestick meant was hard, right? Just tell them I work 3 hours a day. Very true, B. Because a lot of people always ask me, like, when I go to the golf course, what I do. They're like, oh, why are you always here in the morning? Like, you don't work? And I'm like, I kind of work. Work smart, not hard. That's true, exactly. I look like a freaking different language. And that's something that kind of keeps me grounded too, is like, right, I always like to think back of where I was, or like look at old journals or old journal entries of like retail trades I took. And it's just mind blowing to see the improvement, right? And it gives you like a sense of confidence. Like that's something I had to do when I was kind of struggling, right, with the learning. Because you kind of get a point with ICT concepts to where you understand all the concepts, but you can't necessarily put them together, right? And it's hard to like basically forecast them in action. Just part of the learning process. But when I had to go through that stage, being able to kind of look back and see, right, how far I've come and how far I could still continue to go was just the added motivation. Rough and lonely path. Ain't that the truth, Matt? And I think that's kind of why I thrive, though, with this at the same time, because I'm such, right, like I say, an introverted person. To where I have a very close set, right, of close friends. But besides that, I don't really talk to anybody. Where did you start, Shadow? Forex? I actually started with options, Chris. So I did options first, then went into Forex, then went into indices. Yeah, options was my first ever introduction into the market. And I got back to that now, which I have like a TD Ameritrade account, which I do kind of options, more of a swing trading account with that. I'll look for price inefficiencies. Yep. See how many people stick around. True. Yeah, it definitely was confusing, but I think that's what made it easier in the long run for me, Chris. Going into options, because I had to learn all the Greeks, all the deltas, all the numbers. Then I had to learn how to navigate the whole options chain. Then I had to kind of figure out, like, how long is it best to get 2 weeks out? Best to get 4 weeks, right? 3 weeks, 1 week. Options near expiration. There's just so much that goes into it. And that's why I kind of moved to Forex. But then, right, early 2022, when Michael started talking about indices more, and I started taking a look at them, it was like, oh, I love that. That's my home. That's where you tell them, all right, give me your money. Right, me too, exactly, B. Say, damn, I'd love to do that too. Oh, 11:10. And we clear out the sell side. Well, time and price. Nice. So you see how this balanced price range is still holding us, right? We get back up into its high. Look at that delivery still. Precision. And so far, lower of the morning comes right at our 15-minute consequent encroachment of the wick. Very random level indeed, fellas, right? The old midnight level, as we said. Open, high, low, and close. That's all you ever really need in price. So I'm going to drag out the actual close right here. Let's see what this... Absolute beautiful. Can't get better than that, huh? So we tap it beautifully, and even now, look at that precision there. Just holding the body. Looks like we may actually push lower now, though, right? We're creating a lot of premiums. But man, just love seeing this shit day in, day out. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Right, going forward, I advise y'all to kind of close the charts, right? Enjoy the rest of these 2 days. Do something else you enjoy. But if you are going to be sitting around, I would look for just sell side to continue to be gravitated towards. Right, so sell side here next if we get that low. And then as far as a daily chart, let me go with, geez, hold up, so much in here. Let me clear this. We'll actually go with low of the daily volume imbalance. I like that level. Interesting. So notice consequent encroachment of this volume imbalance that I just took, of this daily chart, is perfectly the 15-minute. Is it that 15-minute? Yeah, it's this 15-minute consequent encroachment, actually. It's a pretty significant level there. Right, so if we get under this level, so this is the 15-minute consequent encroachment and the daily volume imbalance consequent encroachment, the same level. So if we can get under this, we should continue to sell off. Really, that's kind of the flip point for me. All right, so under this level, I'm looking for that daily volume imbalance low, which was here. So that's kind of be what I was looking for. If we start breaking back above this level, we'll obviously, right, notice this phantom trend line we have behind now. 1, 2, 3, 4 buy side pulls. So I'll just look for those buy side pulls to start being targeted on the way up. 1, right, 2, 3, 4. You guys can mark them there. Yeah, Matt. Do something else you enjoy, right? You'll enjoy it. You'll be thankful you did. Yeah, everybody, thanks for sitting in this week. Hope y'all found it helpful, even though it was a little shorter streams. Only 3 this week, but I think it was still pretty good educational content. And yeah, we'll get back to it. Let me just check real quick next week, see what we got. Give you kind of a little weekly schedule. Monday, hi, oops. Fed speeches. CPI Wednesday. So CPI Wednesday, which means that we may get consolidation Monday, Tuesday. But we'll actually go ahead and we'll just do the normal Monday stream. Let's see how the week opens up. So we'll be back Monday, 9:30 Eastern. And then from there, I'll let you guys know kind of how the rest of the week will pan out. But shortly, I would expect like a Monday, a Wednesday, and then a Thursday stream. So we'll plan for that. Yeah, until then, have a good weekend, everybody. Take care. And we will speak next week. See you guys.